I have told you now so many times, when Republicans are obsessed with saying the left is doing X, we should at least explore whether what they mean is we Republicans are doing that very thing. New headline: Republicans fired after possible ballot harvesting operation in Pennsylvania. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Is this the voter fraud they've been warning us about? Check this out. This is a report from Penn Live and the Philadelphia Inquirer. The fallout from the discovery of a potential Republican ballot harvesting operation in South Philly continued Tuesday as two state party staffers lost their jobs. The matter became fodder for attacks in the Republican primary for governor, and lawmakers on both sides jockeyed to define just what the situation said or didn't about voting by mail. Republican Party officials have fired Seamus O'Donnell and C.J. Parker, both of whom are affiliated with the Republican Registration Coalition, the PAC behind the South Philly mail ballot operation. Prior to his termination, O'Donnell and the PAC's former treasurer and Republican ward leader in Northeast Philly worked as a field organizer for the state party, most recently on the campaign of state Senate candidates Sam Oropeza. Parker, also a Republican ward leader, worked as a personal aide to state party chair Lawrence Tabas. Okay, they declined to comment. Sources who described the terminations said the party's decision to cut ties with the two men stemmed from an Inquirer story last week, raising questions about the PAC's work registering people in South Philly to vote by mail. Listen to this. The news organization found dozens of Republican mail ballots for the May 17 primary were being diverted to a P.O. box registered to the Republican Registration Coalition. Uh-oh. The committee's chairman said he helped the voters fill out ballot applications, inserting his P.O. box on the form where voters would typically write their home addresses. Though he maintained he was doing this as a service to the voters, of course, and intended to hand deliver the ballots once they arrived, many of the affected voters say they don't remember applying to vote by mail and had no idea why their ballots were going to Lanzelotti instead of directly to them. One said Lanzelotti delivered his ballot back to the city once filled out, which would violate state law. Now, would violate state law. They've been fired. They've not yet been charged with anything. If they did this, it is arguably criminal. When we say something violates state law, that means it's a crime. At the minimum, we need an investigation. But the most important thing here is they've been talking about this voter fraud now for a long time. They talked about it for 6 months leading up to the 2020 election. We found no evidence of voter fraud, no evidence of voter fraud meant to or succeeding at helping Joe Biden steal the election. But given that in the anecdotal cases where we find this type of stuff, it's almost exclusively Republicans, shouldn't we be exploring Donald Trump's performance in 2020, even Donald Trump's performance in 2016? Now, am I being facetious? I don't really know. I mean, I'm not alleging without evidence that Trump and Republicans committed voter fraud in 2020 and 2016, other than the people who were caught, right? I'm actually being careful and responsible with my speech. But when all the smoke is coming from Republicans getting caught doing this stuff, don't we at least need to ask the question? In the time that Republicans have been saying, look at the fraud committed by Democrats, which doesn't exist, shouldn't we at least make sure that they haven't been committing voter fraud, voter suppression, election fraud on their side? Just a question, and you can tell me how you think it should be answered. On Monday, May 30th, Memorial Day, we will be doing a one-day membership special. It is our midterm membership special, trying to build the ranks of membership as we head into a critical time for the left. Hopefully it doesn't go terribly wrong. I would love for you to sign up on that day. We'll send out an email with a special coupon code on Memorial Day. To be notified, just get our newsletter at davidpakman.com. Go to davidpakman.com, sign up for the newsletter, and then you will be notified on Memorial Day of how to avail yourself of this great membership discount. What if you could get through an entire nonfiction book in just 15 minutes? Blinkist takes top nonfiction books in every genre, boils them down into a text or audio explainer that you can consume in 15 minutes. Of course, Blinkist would never replace reading real books in their entirety, but Blinkist lets you absorb the most important insights from the nonfiction books you wouldn't otherwise have time for. I have a ton of different ways I consume information, and Blinkist is one of those, and it's super efficient. I just used Blinkist to listen to the book Toxic Positivity. Super interesting, just about this like happiness obsessed culture that now we live in. Got through it in 15 minutes with all of the key points. Blinkist also takes tons of popular podcasts and creates a 15-minute explainer for each episode. And Blinkist really just empowers you to grow by discovering new ideas, knowledge that will give you valuable new perspectives about the world. Go to Blinkist.com/Pacman to try Blinkist free for 7 days, and you'll get 25% off a premium subscription that's just $6.25 a month. The link is down below.